All right then, welcome everybody to the stream for this evening. Hope we're all doing well. Today we have hopefully a productive time. Certainly, hopefully a more productive time than we had yesterday, because I really feel like we didn't get as much as I wanted to get done yesterday. It was a little bit of a pain, but that's done. Far in Orient is finished. We don't have to worry about that area ever again. And now we get on to some quests that I'm a little bit more familiar with. Pathing should be a little less of an issue, and also unlock some more dailies. And I'm, in the background slowly working through as well, getting myself to our reputation with the Host of the West, which we can work on more as we progress closer up to that area, and also getting the travel skills, because there's like 4 travel skills. It's After Battle Osgiliath, Henneth and Nun, Camp of the Host, and Heyrondir that we need to eventually obtain, and then that's 5 more, I think. Is it 5 more I just said? So that's an entire another row, which is crazy, the amount. I actually don't know if there's more than that. Evening, how we doing? Let's scroll down to my mustery things. Let's have a little look. So, Minas Tirith, Warstead, After Battle Minas Tirith, we've already got those. So, After Battle Osgiliath, Henneth and Nun, Camp of the Host, Heyrondir. Is that only 4? That's fine, but it looks like only 4. So, the 5th is actually Udum for hold, which is fine. Not a big deal. Just gonna wait for the game to work a bit. And today I might also do some virtues, not virtues, sorry, but some essences as well. I saw a level 105 Warden, and they had like near enough the same morale as me and significantly not as great gear, and I was like, I really should do something about that. But it's because I have brand new gear that significantly takes away my vitality that I had and replaces all the essences I previously had. Nice. Evendim, one of my favorite regions in the game. Maybe top 3 in Eriador. It used to be my favorite in Eriador, but not quite anymore. I did get beaten out by a different zone. Oh, wow, what amazing. Actually, to be fair, Daleman's Crams are decent. Now that they're actually based on your existing stats. Right, so I need to check where our first quests are, because we're in I need to check actually. After battle, I just need to check what quests or where we start. So Minas Tirith after battle quests, we have after the battle. Oh yeah, we have the after the battle. That's a thing. And then we also had whistles in the forest, but I'm not worrying about that. This is actually what we're doing. So we are after the battle. That's fine. And I think we go in here. I think. Or now we go out and we talk to Imrahil. Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure everything. Okay, so that's just housing. We don't worry about that quest. That's all good. Because there are... I can't remember how many I said there were. So we've done Foreign Orient, or at least what we can do quest-wise. But Pelennor, there are 17. Osgiliath, we have 11. So I think there's exactly 11 quests. So we do actually have to do everything. But with these guys, that is the quest. Okay. We do have all of these, which are repeatables, which isn't like terrible. I mean, this is also another reason why I didn't really worry about getting my rep for Minas Tirith full, is because the stuff here is going to be enough to also get me. I didn't also realize there was a mustering horn. That's actually incredibly useful to know. But yeah, like I said, we're repeatables. I do like to make sure that we at least have done repeatables at least once. I just feel like that's good for the character and stuff. Because, yeah, that way I've done it already at least once. And then we get that text saying, this is a repeatable quest that you've previously completed. Even if we don't really get any benefits out of it. But yeah, one thing I'm going to try and do today is potentially some of my essences. I do think I'll probably go sort of similarly to what I was saying yesterday. So the plan with that was, I remember doing this with Picro and it was a problem. But shouldn't be too bad for us, assuming there's not much lag. I mean, server restart did happen like 2 hours ago, so or an hour ago now, I think. Was it an hour ago? Anyway, hopefully we're fine on the server lag front. But yeah, I want to do my essences today. Get some essences on here, even if they're not my final ones, because it doesn't actually matter what I pick. If I just pick what I need to get to like a physical mastery and a crit here, and then get my vitality for the rest of them, just so I'm capped for a bit. As I get my downgrades, technically, to non-filled essence gear, we're going to have to take all that stuff off anyway. Not a big deal, but we are going to be... It doesn't matter which one we have when we craft it into the Ethelian tempered ones at the end, so that's good. Nearly 97, nice. Yeah, at least it's not like a ton of levels. I think it's just going to be like getting the Slayers done for you, really. It's going to be like the big thing. Maybe the treasure caches as well, because they are a bit spread out. Oh, I remembered I've lowered my audio earlier. No, how could you? Don't make me go ranged. I don't think you do now. The only thing you would technically need is repped armor. But if we're skipping, or if you're going to 105, you shouldn't need to worry about that. It's not technically even repped. It kind of is. You have to get to Kindred to get... Faith, I think it's Kindred. Or you have to get to a certain amount of reputation to unlock the quest, to unlock the tokens, and blah, 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 blah. But thankfully, not an otherwise big deal. And then really the big thing for 105, like time sync wise, is the herbalism stuff, I guess. What is this final one? Final one up here? I think the worst bit of this is going to be these Morgul lurkers, really. It's a bit of a... going to be a bit of a pain. But we'll just have to live with it. And hopefully, I remember vaguely, like, where some of the stuff is, because it's, like, actually outside, which is kind of annoying that it's not, you know, the map kind of doesn't portray it properly, in my opinion. But, we'll live. Small footprints. It's just what I want. There's another one behind me as well. Yeah, man. I just remember what I was supposed to... So I was already logged in, obviously, and I logged out of Feyrand to then log into Feybank and Skarshu to grab myself some more legendary boxes. I realized I was going to do that, and then I totally forgot to do it because the game crashed as I logged out of Feyrand because, well, I wouldn't it. So it was a bit of a pain. Yeah, I completely forgot that was the thing I was supposed to do. I wanted to see if I could get any legendaries that are relevant to me, obviously, because I've got 3 more legendary boxes ready to go. I'm going back the way I came. That's not what I meant to do. So what's red? Okay, red is those. White is the supplies. So I guess we're still going around and spamming delete, looking for everything. Oh, and rubble as well. That's also a thing that I kind of forgot about. But if we just do these two, that quest is also completed, which is nice. And then what else is it? So dismantle the first set of barricades. Scattered remains, which is I think just out the front or potentially over here. I mean, what is scattered remains? It is gruesome remains. Yeah, that's all like out the front. Which should be fine. We can easily get to that without too much issue. It is literally just this one quest that's the same. All that evade going as well. I might chuck on a finesse essence as well. Because again, luckily, it completely doesn't matter what we pick. Because they all get made into the same item, essentially. As far as I'm aware, I don't think it actually matters. Like, if I go Honorian Tailor and Wild Essences, they all become... Yeah, so even though it says Wild Essence Agility, that's just what it's using. But it doesn't actually matter. It will just turn into a standard Wild Essence for Ithilien. So that's... It doesn't matter about, like, stacking or anything. So... I almost wonder... I'm assuming I don't see why they would be able to. No, I was gonna say I have no reason to think that you'd be able to get Ithilien essences, like TL essences, from anything but the boxes, but you never know. Might be some weird moment where that can happen. Yeah, I think I said 47 essences. So it's like 144 essences we need total. Which is kind of crazy. But also, I think at a certain point, once we get our crit capped, or our physical mastery capped, we're just going to be able to go regular vitality ones because... Actually, no. Because we have to go Ithilien Infuse. So Ithilien Infuse does have a higher vitality amount. It's just the Ithilien Tempered don't have a high vitality count. It's just the secondary stat. So as soon as... Vitality will give us our physical mastery, which kind of sucks, actually, because what if you wanted tactical mastery? You'd have to purely go tactical mastery. I feel like it should kind of do both, but whatever. But yeah, as soon as our physical mastery is capped, we can just go for the lower tier. Same item level, but technically lower tier Ithilien Infused instead, which I don't know, saves us a little bit of crafting. Just depends on what our stats are at that point. We've got to actually get there first. I totally forgot that today the servers were going down, so I actually was going to... yeah, I was going to go and do the fellowship runs for the 2 waste crafting instances. However, I totally forgot that the servers were going down, so I didn't actually get time to do that, unfortunately. But I will try and do that, obviously, because it is a daily. I may as well do it daily. Plus, as long as I move my Fateful Toolkit around, that's an extra 2 essences per day, per character. Right, where are these barricades? Out the front, maybe? Yeah, I always got this one back. That one took me I think it took like 2-3 months to get it back, but thankfully we do. Otherwise, all of this would be so much more of a pain because, thankfully, because the extracts are a landscape item or in the wallet, they get doubled. So getting the sapphire and amber ones, which are the rare ones, we get 2 per rather than the standard one. I don't think the purple one works for landscape stuff though, right? It only works for Gundabad geodes, right? So I don't even use the purple one at all. It's either that or it's got a bad tooltip, which might entirely be possible. Oh, I remember now. The remains are up at the top, not in the battlefield. That's why it looks like it's actually inside Minas Tirith, but they're up here. I remember now. So this one should be relatively simple. Then we'll go get all the barricades. And then move on to our actual proper questing. I don't even know if these... yeah, it just doesn't say specifically that they are repeatables. But it does say, like, hey, these are from this guy, so... yeah, I'd assume it'll be this, but to 140. I would assume. I kind of hope it's something else, but I don't know what they could do. Because I think it's very clear they don't want... They've already set the precedent for there to be, like, these two. This obviously doesn't do experience. But then you've got, like... technically the Hornburg and the cloak, the shield, whatever. So you technically have 4 items. I don't think they want to add in another one. So I don't think they do like a necklace. And they've done a toolkit. So they already had their chance of doing like a toolkit that, you know, is the item, is the experience disabler sort of thing. And they haven't done that. So it's kind of odd. I mean, at least they did do the pocket item. It's just a bit of a pain because of set bonuses. Like, there's even a set bonus for this level, technically. I don't even know if the items drop anymore, but there is the hilt of Aeon... No, wait, what is it called? Lotro hilt of... There's a... Yeah, hilt of Aeonil is a pocket item which allows us, with a set bonus, I think, to use... Or there's a set bonus to use the hilt of Aeonil's. Yeah, you have to get the Pelennor armor set to then be able to use the pocket item to then get a 5,000 temporary morale buff. Like bubble thing. I mean, yeah, more scaling stuff would be nice. Like, if you take away the idea of having... like XP stuff. I think it would be nice, but also I feel like I would, I don't know, makes me lazier because I'm like, oh, okay, I don't need to worry about earrings now because I've got this. Like, I just never care about earrings. Obviously, this character is a little bit different when we get our earrings, obviously. Right now, I think these are our best choice. But, I mean, even at 140 for a while, I had a situation where my earrings were my best in slot, even though they kind of shouldn't be, or my best in slot available at the time before I fix that. Even further. I wonder what's going to happen with the toolkits though with the crafting refresh. Yeah, so that's the thing, like but on a fresh character that had just gotten to 140, it was better for me to just hold on to them than worry. And then it gave me more chance to focus on other pieces of like armor and, you know, other pieces of gear. So it's like the earrings can kind of hold to themselves a little bit. Like I don't need to worry about that. Wait, is it going to be... I think I know where they are. Yeah, I thought so. I do want to look up this hilt of Aarnil though, because I feel like 5,000 is quite a low number for the temporary morale, even if... oh. It is a rare, a gold item, so... It would be nice to get it, but I also... we can't get it because it's a challenge chest. Okay, so it's 3,000. It's actually... Oh, 3,000, 5,000, and 4,000. I guess, you know, heavy, medium, light. But it's one of those situations where it's a challenge quest or a challenge chest, which means we have to be at level cap, which means we can't do it because the level cap is not the cap of the, you know, instance. Because what is it, Silent Street? Which goes up to 140? Yes, it does. Disappointing. Honestly, that's just the thing I wish they fixed. Because, okay, so if you make it tier 2 for the... you make it tier 2, but you do it for the level that the content came out at. If I'm 140, there's no benefit to me getting it at 140 and it dropping at 105. So there's no point other than me collecting it. So I don't really feel like it's a problem if that was the case. But why do I have to do it at 140? I don't want to do it at 140. Okay. So let's try and spend as little time as we can here. I don't think these interludes will let us skip it, but apparently these open up a bunch of quests and dailies and stuff, so I guess we kind of have to do it. I've never actually gone through this again. It's like I said, I kind of just do the after battle, get to after battle, and then just like move on to North Ithilien, Mordor, etc. So that's why it's nice to do, you know, this character this way. I have to find Pippin. I think this was more relevant back in the day, obviously, because you would do these to get, you do all the dailies to get the Minister of Tokens to then get the scrolls. Okay, unfortunately, I might not do it. Only because I'm not going to do it because interludes, especially if we've got to do 2 interludes, is going to really mess with this character. And it's already bad enough. So I'm actually going to do that off stream where I'm not going to get super frustrated and I can totally just not pay attention. I actually think that's better for us to not do that content, honestly. It may seem like a bit of a cop-out, but I was hoping for a second that we'd be able to skip it, but it's only epic quest interludes that we can skip. And also, yeah, it doesn't really it's not really relevant to us because all it is Minister of Silver pieces, unless there's one that gives me an essence. But all this stuff in this area is not actually going to give me, I don't think. They're going to give me like boxes of essences. And it's also not going towards my deeds. So, oh, actually, I will say, what was that quest? So, apparently the final, like, the second interlude does give us a Far Anorian essence box. However, we don't care about Far Anorian essence boxes because it's Far Anorian, not Ithilien. So it's the purple ones. So we don't actually really want to do that. And I guess we do get a title. We get the healer, which is something, I guess. But yeah, we'll do that like off stream more than likely, just for the sake of client messing about stuff, because we know how that goes at the minute. I mean, just being on the character select screen earlier crashed me, so I don't want to play with fire, as it were. And again, it doesn't actually. I don't know if that stuff gives me would give me Minas Tirith quest deed completions, but I guess we won't ever know. So Aragorn's Pavilion. Let's go there. Oh, there we are. It's not even that, I don't think. It's only with this character, though, because I logged out of this character. And then it just went, your connection to the client has disappeared.
We must dispose of the vile corpse of the Witch King's fell beast.
Oh. Wait, is this the one you got, like, just sit into for a bit?
In an attempt to cleanse the Pelennor fields,
Okay.
I have asked for you and Eomer to destroy the corpse of the Witch King's fell beast. Look on the fell beast carcass.
Burn that. And then
the dead beast and its master.
I don't know.
Good.
This might not be the quest I'm thinking of.
Accompany me to deliver this strange gift.
Hello. Oh. Yeah, so I need to look at... Why did I just get, like... My mouse got forced into the middle of the client. That's weird. So yeah, Head of the Fallen Beast. We get the instance. Final Captain. Aftermath of Victory, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quests. Mourning the Dead is the one that I'm thinking of, and that's the one where you just kind of have to sit there with the pyre and stuff. Elhelm Secret, Reclamation of Talith Anor, that's fine. And then a bunch of other stuff. Then we go to Osgiliath after battle, and then
for
blah, blah, blah,
assisting
blah, blah.
me on this errand.
Hey, how are we doing? But yeah, ideally, what we want to be doing is just spending as most of our time kind of out here. Out here is fine. I haven't really had issues. It's Minas Tirith, or the lack of it, that's the main issue that we've been having. But yeah, we get our earrings. They don't really matter to us because obviously we're going for the Host of the West stuff. Nice legendary.
I'm sure that
With that stuff, maybe we might be able to get enough to upgrade those. We have to get the whatever, the ornate inlays in order to upgrade them, but I don't know if I want to go and get like 5 things to upgrade. It's such a pain. 5 of those, then 2 of the officers bracelets or whatever it's called. It just feels like such a difficult grind, not like a long grind, but just like an awkward one to organize. On level it probably would have been fine, but doing multiple tier 2 thrones at level cap probably wouldn't have been a problem, because, you know, what else are you gonna do? But I think now it's just like not worth the time, when it's actually not even that massive an upgrade as well. At this level, essences is like where it's at. I'm pretty sure they're like up here, unless they're random. For all I know, they could be. But I would kind of guess they expect you to kind of... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, wait, I found one of them. I was going to say, I expect they kind of expect you to go that way, and then by putting them as the last one, you have to go through the most, but maybe I'm just dumb. At this level, I don't think it's... Well, it depends on how you want to do it. So we can get 3 per character, and we need 17 total. But we also get 2 legendary boxes, and we also have delvings technically to help now, which is better than previously. 106 is where there aren't any, and then we kind of have to decide, do we just hold over until 115 with the current ones, with the 105 ones, or 101 to 115 ones? Do we hold off on those, or get the 106 to 120s? Yeah, obviously. Bit of a hassle there. But we also, depending on what you've used, do have the reward track as well. That can help. I haven't done my delvings in far too long. I've only been doing like tier 1s just to get some basic gear for some fresh 140s. But when I've been doing tier 7s, my luck has been relatively decent. Like, I don't actually know. I don't know what characters they'd be on. But I feel like I have... I should look up tracery token. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 at the minute of just legendary tracery tokens. I also have incomparables, so that also works. I think there might be a point where we could just, for ease of use, just because there's such a weird gap between, like, this is the last level, 101 to 101 is the last level where we actually can obtain tracery tokens, legendary ones, until, like, through questing, until Gundabad. And I also realized that you can't even get from questing incomparable ones for this level. So it feels really like they just forgot about it almost. You could get like 5 last level cap. But it's so inconsistent. Yeah, Khazar Doom ones, what was it, 2? You get 2. You get 5 if you do all the quests and deeds at 86. There are 3 for this one. Ithilien, Ironfold, and Morgul don't have any. And then Gundabad has the epilogue one. I think at this point, you can't. I think the only way you can do it right now is if you're doing like the raids, but like current raids, like end game raids. I feel like if you're not level cap, it's not in the drop list. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but like I did go through when we were at because the idea was supposed to be that if you go like a cap above you, I think was the idea. So if I was 85 and I did a quest at 95, let's say, or an instance, like a tier 2 instance, I should get a gold one, I think was the idea. And I did that, and you don't. The only thing we've worked out does work is if we do the Callus Gelabren, like, max tier thing. But that becomes less viable to do as we get higher and higher levels. Because we need more, like, people to take part, basically. And also that is, again, complete luck based, which is why I am like focusing on heraldries and words of craft and words of power more so than the actual words of mastery, because if I'm gonna get a drop, I'm like what feels like 1,000 times more likely to get a drop of a mastery than I am anything else. As I said, I did get a heraldry when we did it at level 50, so Alright, I'm just gonna go grab Ingold. He doesn't actually care, so that's fine. So yeah, it's one of those things where it just becomes awkward. Yeah, so there was a drop list, but it didn't actually match up to what we saw, because on that it said you had to do the Fellowship Tier 3, and I think we had, that didn't work. I think we still got a teal at Fellowship Tier 3. I think we have to do Raid Tier 3 in order to get the drop. And the other slight thing is, because we have to do it, we have to have Before the Shadow. I can't, like, I was like, oh, I could bring in my extra champion and my extra, like, warden, and then in theory you get 2 drops because they're fellowship tradable, right? So we double our drop rate essentially. But I'm not gonna go buy Before the Shadow multiple times just to, you know, AFK a character in the back. I feel like it's a tad unrealistic. At least with Drygok, where I got 6 accounts for Drygok, like, that's free. So, fine, but... And even then, I don't think... I just say 100% drop, but I don't know how true that is. So at least for me right now, I'm just gonna... I don't know, have to... I'm not spending my tracery tokens now. Like, the tracery tokens I have stored, I'm just gonna... I'm keeping those for later. That's more for when we get to... Because what we can do, it's not ideal, but might be the best thing, is... So, these traceries will last up to 115. See, I have 2 accounts as well, which is why but I don't have like a warden. So the idea would be have a warden, have a, like, so that you get a warden drop. Makes life easier, sort of thing. But I haven't got a warden at like 140 or anything. But yeah, so basically, I'm gonna just take a couple characters through this content. I need to do it anyway. Get what I can there. Not use my tracery tokens, but get the shattered traceries or cracked traceries. Then for up to 115, I think we should be fine. 116, we would then have to reforge and redo it, which would be Ironfold. So technically, we could get to 116, open up a load of tracery tokens, and then reforge and blah, 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 blah. Or just not, you know. I mean, yeah, I guess that might be the thing. Plus, also depends on what stats end up being like at 150 on whether or not we can, if it increases significantly so, or like scaling is bugged or warped or whatever, we might be able to help ourselves out a little bit easier as well. But yeah, well, I'm going to do the correct Ironfold traceries more than likely, unless I get a bunch.
The enemies of men approach.
Because also we get more as we go, which is a bit of a pain. And then Gundabad, we'll just have to try and do what we can. I don't want to do, like, how many legendary, okay, so by the end at 140, we have 23 slots. I don't want to go through Gundabad 23 times. That's all I'm saying. However, we also still have the fact that we can get one 106 legendary tracery box, so that's a thing. 116 tracery box we can also get, but also that's also only one per time. 121, there's also one of those, and I don't know if there's a 131. No, apparently not. I mean, it's better that they at least added... oh yeah, true. That's also a thing. Yeah, so I was actually going to preemptively craft myself those because the thing is, I have a bunch anyway from previous, you know, reward tracks, but 150 will probably come November-ish, I'm assuming, with like expansion and stuff. So we probably won't be able to craft 140 ones or get the recipes for 140s. I think. I just feel like they're not going to become available anymore, except maybe through delvings, but... like, because you can buy them for delving rights, so they probably wouldn't get rid of that, but they wouldn't have them drop from the raw track. They'll just have a 150 thing. Oh, I've got to find Forlong. He can stay there, quite honestly. I don't like him. I've said this now. He is now more hated by me than Eladan. Not Eladan. Laodan. Which is quite a feat, to be honest. Because I don't like Laodan. So much so I've completely forgot his name for a second. But to not like a character more than that, kind of crazy. Another thing I need to do is actually work out what my extra 2 slots are going to be. I struggled working out the 2 extra for 100. I'd say out of the 3, it probably goes Forlong, Laodan, Sarah Oakheart. Because at least Sarah Oakheart is doing it on purpose. Right? I feel like I'm not finding this ore. Yeah, but that's like on purpose. So at least I can understand that. But Laodan's just whiny and, you know, annoying. And then Forlong made me run around Minas Tirith for ages, and I hate him for it. I didn't even think about him in life until that quest chain. And then I don't like him anymore. Horn is fine, but that's only because Nona is like kind of part of Horn in a sense. I mean, technically, literally as well. But like, you know, without Horn there wouldn't be Nona, and I like Nona. My Horn's alive at least, so that's good.
Megovanen.
Batman, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I had to think that though. I was like, wait. I got to that point. I was like, wait a minute. Is Horn gonna die? I did watch the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV show. When it was week to week or whatever, I was trying to give it a chance. I was not just like straight up hating it kind of for the sake of hating it, which I feel like a lot of people did. I feel like a lot of people just hated it because, which I'm not about that. So I was like, I'll watch it. I'll try and like it. I think it would have done well if it wasn't Lord of the Rings. If it was its own separate thing, like not in a pre-existing Lord of the Rings universe, but just a fantasy show, not necessarily tied to anything, I think it would have done well. But I think in the context of Lord of the Rings, it wasn't amazing. Yeah, I kind of,
This is good news.
I don't know how I
you bring.
feel about a Harry Potter thing. Like, I kind of
Aelfhelm
don't
was
care
just
about
speak
Harry Potter, but at the same time, kind of do.
And Rosrana safely returned.
Installing it now. Nice,
This
nice.
is grievous news.
Hopefully you'll enjoy yourself. Like, I watched all the movies when they came out. I've read the books. I own the books and stuff. Like, but I don't know if I care. Like, I think it's a common sort of thought, but I don't care about, like, reboots. Like, I wish that everything wasn't just like, let's reboot this thing for the 5th time.
It is good to see some of the men of
I just
Gondor
like
whom
don't
we
care.
feared lost returned to us.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was, if a Harry Potter style thing came out, but it was kind of separate and not just a remake or whatever, like, which is what I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be, is, then I might care. Okay, so I need to get rid of that one. Place ore in the forge. Yeah, like, I actually enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy. I played a majority of it. I did that thing where I play a game, get to like 96% completion or whatever, and then I drop it because I've left all the like really awkward stuff to the end and I can't be bothered. Yeah. I did kind of just like forget it existed. I actually only remembered it existed because, so I realized today, I think it's today, that the PS4 Ratchet and Clank game is just released on Steam, and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that was coming out. I might give it a shot. And Ghost was telling me that I need to finish Hogwarts Legacy and actually play through Legend of Zelda, you know, Tears of the Kingdom. And I was like, oh yeah. That's a game that exists. Yeah, I do that far too often. It's like, kind of on the topic of Ratchet and Clank, I was playing the 2 Spider-Man games, which I both really enjoyed, and have got near enough like 100% completion on. Like, I've got all the collectibles and stuff. It's just the only thing I'm missing is some like really random achievements, and most of the time what happens is the achievements I've not bothered with is the like New Game Plus ones on those, because I don't want to play through the whole game just for one achievement. Really, I just feel like it's not worth the because I've already enjoyed the story and played through the game and got the upgrades, and yeah, it might be easier, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want to just play it again for the sake of one achievement. It just feels almost redundant. I'm gonna have to wait for this guy now, aren't I? Yeah, I've got to wait for this guy to finish, basically. Okay.
Is this your first time in Minas
Now
Tirith?
I can do this.
Don't see it in better days.
Evening, how we
Is this
doing?
your first time in Minas Tirith?
Yeah, I've been trying to
Don't see it in
I don't know,
better days.
play
The enemies
some more
have
games.
huge.
I actually finished
You are prepared.
today, just before stream, a game that I've been kind of playing. I really like, I can't remember what the name of it is. It like Superliminal? There's a game, I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it's basically like you pick up items and then you bring them closer to you and they become bigger, and you move them further away and they're smaller, that kind of thing. And then you complete puzzles like that. There's one that I've been playing called Viewfinder. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. And yeah, I played that today. Oh, not today, but I played it over the last little bit, and finally finished it today. I think I 100%. It's not a massively long game. Like, there's not a ton of achievements and stuff, but I did actually finish that today. I think I've pretty much, other than like going through all the levels again and like just grabbing the collectibles for the sake of it, I think I've done all the missions and stuff, or quests, or whatever you want to call them, levels. Yeah, it's not very often I 100% stuff. I don't think I've got that many, because I used to have on Steam, I think in my like library you can have like shelves or whatever, right? Or I filtered by percentage of achievements completed, and really the only games that I've 100% completed, like achievement wise, and 100% achievements doesn't necessarily always mean 100%ing the game. Sometimes it's weird, but the only games I've 100% completed is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, done all the achievements. I haven't even finished like all the DLC on it, so whatever. Gunpoint, which is a relatively enjoyable game. Mark of the Ninja, which is a quite fun game. But I never got into the, like, they brought out a remaster and I just didn't really care much about it, even though I've got it. And then Vampire Survivors. Those are the only ones that I've got 100% completion on. And then what? Miles Morales is 92%. Spider-Man is 89. 85 for Neon White. Borderlands 2 is 66, which is my next one. I don't know how far I'd be through Melvor if I had it on Steam, though. I was interested because they did like a modding competition. So I was trying to keep up with that and like see what mods were being added. Someone did like, because it was this like modding competition thing. Someone did like a clicker version. So it was like a different game mode, but it adds like, makes the game a clicker game, which is kind of the opposite of what it's kind of supposed to be. I know it's an idle game, but also kind of not. Yeah, I've been more playing with that stuff. It's difficult because I don't know how I feel about, it shouldn't matter, but if I have my like adventure mode whatever thing, if I put like a load of these mods on, it's a different like progression path. I mean, we've done, okay, so if we look at deeds, out of the currently available deeds to us, we've done 63% of every deed available to us right now. But that will move on to a couple areas, so like so that is taking into account like some areas we can't go into yet. So this area we can't go into yet. Renewal of Gondor, actually no, it's not. Renewal of Gondor, yeah, it does think that we can do it. So there's a couple leads that it's thinking we can do that we can't, but we're at least 63% of what we can do. And I think someone was saying yesterday in World Chat that there's about 11,000 quests in the compendium, which is a plugin that goes through, like, you can look at everything pretty much. There's like 11,000 quests and we've done like 6,000, so we're probably a little over half the chest. Yeah, I think stuff like that, quality of life stuff, isn't like a big deal. It's more like if I'm adding, I don't know, this expansion that adds, or like this mod that adds like a weapon that is powerful but also really easy to get, it's like, I don't know, slightly weird. But also then it's like, you know, self-awareness of not doing it, or just not caring that much. That's another thing. I also feel like it's one of those things where I don't know where I was, and Township also changed, so I'm like, okay, I kind of want to just like restart, but I'm also decently way through. So what I might do is I might restart, but for the early levels use one of those like speed up mods just to kind of get back into things, but also not like be too cheaty, if that makes sense. Just be like, okay, I'm just getting back in the rhythm, but I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. What am I doing? Fill crates. Where are these crates? Are they over here? There's one I did want to sort of play around with, which is instead of having offline time, it just banks your offline time. So instead of having, oh, I did smithing for 24 hours, let's say, or 12 hours, it just banks 12 hours of time that I can use on anything. Because I do feel like sometimes I log out and I'll just be like doing something that I will not last me, let's say, it'll last me like 40 minutes, but I'll do it before I go to sleep and I've wasted like 7 hours of my time. But well, I other than dwarf. Actually, I know. I think I technically have one of every race now. But I'm, for the most part, either elf or high elf, to be honest. But yeah, man, high elf, dwarf, elf. Beorning, stout axe, dwarf, and hobbit. And then river hobbit coming soon-ish. Can I get that through here? Yes, I can. Good. And then gonna have to work out what I want my river hobbit to be, because I don't know if I'll make my river hobbit my mariner. Like, just because they come out at the same time doesn't necessarily mean I want it to be the like to mix it. So we'll see how that goes. I do have 2 extra slots, and there will be presumably 1 for the expansion anyway, so that means I can still have a space. Okay. Where's... Ah, here they are. I found you. Well, if it makes any difference to you, it doesn't actually really matter too much. Obviously, there is slight benefits to stuff, but it's not going to be the end of the world unless you're min-maxing. Obviously, Beornings can only be Beornings. There is a few things like you get extra bow damage if you're an elf, so if you're being a hunter, it makes sense. I chose high elf because I like high elf, and coincidentally, it's also given me a bonus to Warden, so kind of works. I didn't actually choose this to be high elf because it's like better. It's like stout axe gets you extra dagger damage, so technically it's better for burglar, but I just chose it because I wanted a short class and I didn't want to be a hobbit. That's pretty much it. But there is a guide, depending on the class you want to choose, that sort of suggests. I don't know. Like, honestly, if I do, it doesn't matter, because I'll just, like, take everything off the spear and put it on there. But I don't know. It's probably better to do it now if I'm going to do it now. I just don't know how much of a difference it's going to make to me. I also don't know how assailment works with sword. I guess if I'm going to work that out, I need to go to like a training dummy or something, but... Because don't you throw the spear? Yeah, I know you throw the javelin. I could have sworn you throw the spear. But yeah, as I said, I probably should just go sword at some point. But that's the annoying thing. I think spear looks better. But I know sword is better. Like DPS, right? Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I've got the sword. Oh, okay. So I need to take all my stuff off my Warden thing first. That's fine. But, or just buy a new sword. Whatever, but... I don't know. I need to work out, though. If I take all my... If I use a reclamation scroll on here, does it keep the level? Or does it not? Like, if it keeps the enhancement level to the rune, like to the tracery or is it to the slot? It's kind of guess what I'm getting at. Oh, wait a minute. I still need to go south. It's not a thing we have to do. Paradream Remnants. Yeah. I know that. It's just more that I've already spec'd into these at the minute. So it's better to do it now, obviously. Yeah, that works. I think, as I say, it does kind of depend on your class. Like, it can be better to go with certain things. So again, if you're going to go like Hunter, I would kind of suggest Elf because you get extra damage, but it's not the end of the world. It's like 5%. So it's not the most. Like, literally we were saying about this, I get an extra like 5% damage to my, what is it? Is it in here? I get an extra 5% damage to my swords, but I'm not using a sword because, I don't know. I'm dumb. Hobbits are clubs, I think, if I remember correctly. But elves is bows and swords. But I'm also weird about it. I don't really like using non-bladed weapons, I think is probably the best way to put it. Even though my hunter has a club as his offhand, which I don't even think is the best choice now. I think sword has actually gone back to being the best preferred choice. But whatever. Oh, someone's suggesting sword for the extra parry because it lets you go over cap when you're tanking. So my very first character that I ever made was a man burglar. However, the first character I properly played, because I did delete that character, is a elf hunter. I nearly said elf hobbit. Elf hunter. And that's like my character I took to max, and then I moved server, and then I remade him basically. Okay, let's go chat with all these guys. Finish that one. Finish that one. Indeed. This is good as well because we're getting so much rep that we can hopefully get through this relatively quickly. Hi, Aragorn.
The dead
coming back to you.
Sought are all accounted for.
Okay, so this gives us another North Ithilien essence, amber, and a incomparable tracery thing. And I'm hoping with these incomparable traceries that I'm going to try and build a blue line build, but I'm not going to go legendary, I'm just going to go teal, because I can get teals a lot easier. I think it would be nice, actually, if you could spend, going back to like tracery tokens, I feel like I don't see why they don't do this, why you can't buy legendary tracery tokens for embers or something. My build isn't anything special right now, but this is it. I kind of got a little bit lost with like the redoing of Warden. I don't really go for these two. I mean, wait, I do have recklessness. Why do I not have, but I have recklessness. Wait a minute, I think this is wrong. Anyway, I do have a point into recklessness. Apparently I don't. I think it's the Warsteed bug, so that's going to be a fun one to fix. If you don't know, there's a bug where if you spec while you're on a Warsteed, it takes away your end stuff. So stuff like Upshot on Hunter get taken off and Recklessness on here get taken off. Even though I have Recklessness. Weird. Use of skills from battle memory will restore a small amount of power. Ah, that's interesting. I've never looked into that. But yeah, since Yellow Line has become this thing, I've kind of been all over the place. I'm thinking of speccing into some Blue Line though. Some heal, some fist gambit damage. There's actually someone in World Chat yesterday having such an argument. See, I don't know sometimes if people are just arguing for the sake of arguing. Like, some people like to argue just to be that guy, or if they were just like meant it. But there was this whole argument in World Chat yesterday about like hunters and stuff, being like, oh, it's like people play it because they're stupid and they want an easy class. I'm like, I just like playing hunter. I don't have any, like... They were a warden as well, so they were like, oh, my class is so much harder to play than yours. I'm a superior. And I'm like, okay, cool. Okay. I'm on Evernight. At least people in the chat were just like, hey, shut up. You're not superior because you play Warden. Also, I don't know if they just think that or if they were doing it just to get a reaction. People are confusing. So I want to kind of test something. If I take my spear off and take that off, I can equip the sword. Oh, it just looks weird. Why was I not using my sword? Surely I'd use the sword, right? That's so weird that you can't... So I can't, like, swap out my weapons because I have damage over time on both of them. So because I have damage over time... Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I'm dumb. Okay. I can swap that out. Okay, I guess you just don't use it. What about Desolation? You don't even do it on there. Is it because the Javelin gets used? I don't know, maybe he just likes dancing. But yeah, I do feel like maybe now might be the time, especially considering we obviously at 105 there was kind of a stat jump, and also at 106 there'll be a stat jump, so maybe we do need that extra 5% damage. Or not necessarily need it, but it might just help. But also, didn't the wasn't there an increase to this? So I don't know if that bleed damage helps at all. Is that now better? But I also get 4% parry, which is normally 1%, right? Because if I go here... Yeah, that's a plus 7%, which is such a weird number. And then Master Sword Training. Oh, so it's a 2% normally, we get a plus 2%. So we actually get a 7% damage increase in total. But only a 5% extra by being specifically high health. Damage from intrinsic spear bleeds is multiplied by 5. Oh, I've got a Mourn. My bad.
I would like to honor Snowmane. Come.
Let's have a look. It doesn't show in the tooltips, I don't think, though. No. Yeah, but the 7% is just the bleed, not the damage. That's why I'm trying to work out. Because that's just 7... Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I was misreading it. I just read it as 7%, like... I read it as 7% chance to bleed. I think that is actually what that is. I could be wrong, because it actually says on here plus 8%, and that's such a weird number otherwise. So I don't actually know if there's a plus 8%, 7% damage. But maybe that was just updated to help out.
I must go to the city to pay my respects to Theoden King. Join me.
So I think maybe playing Staying Spear might actually just work then. But I guess having an extra 4% is literally, you know, puts us into double digits. Wow, this room is so laggy. Something about these rooms are just very badly made.
This has been a long night.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's something off camera that's just being loaded in that doesn't need to be. Okay, so that's our quests of Pelennor done. 2 more amber extracts, which is nice, because it again gets doubled. And we also get our tracery and all the stuff when it eventually loads in. There we go. And also our determination. Was it our determination went up? Actually, look. No, confidence went up. So that's nice. Ups softness and stuff. There is still Elfhelm secret, so we'll quickly go do that, I guess. But what else do we get? North Athelian Essence box. We get a tracery, and we get some incomparable, some rare enhancement runes. So yeah, and what I might do then is similar to what we said before. Is I might just use the sword as the blue line weapon, and then Gollad is not as bad. He's a bit of a pain to start, but then he kind of redeems himself, right? At the end of this whole thing. Also, I just got a message from one Lindral, and I'm surprised. It needs to be a Palpatine. So I can, or a Palpadult, so I can work out how much morale difference it was. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is a bit of a pain. I mean, those characters where you just are like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth are like a bit of pain. But I think story-wise, like, Laerden's still higher. Let's actually judge. Let's have a look at Lindral. All this delving gear that's been durability 45, so it's been defeated at some point. Just graceful. That crafted thing that I made for him ages ago. It's a bit of a mishmash. Also a reforge in need. I'll let him know. Okay, so I have to find the hilt of Eowyn's sword. Let's say I don't know if he knows how to reforge his weapon. I'm just gonna judge. Judging and spamming delete, and hopefully finding my sword. Oh, look who's here. Always following. And then we'll return. I'll see if I can outrun the level 140 Lindral. Let's see. I might just tempt him to go on Palpatine. Palpadol. Oh, he's here now, so I don't have to type out. It's fine, though. We won't be here for long. We're off to Osgiliath soon. And I don't even know if you've got that travel skill. So, we'll see. I wonder if there's any room that I can go into that you can't obtain because you haven't done certain quests.
You found it. What good fortune.
I really hope Aomer isn't back in there. Is he back? Yeah, he is. And off we go running and getting stuck. Yeah, so we'll do Elfhelm Secret. I think after that... oh, there's Reclamation of Talath Anor. Have I not done that? I think I've done... No, I can't have done that. It's going to be an Elfhelm thing. Oh, I really kind of don't want to do that, but I kind of have to, right? Hopefully, because it's an instance, it actually gives us something. It gives us an earring and a uncommon tracery, which also means it's going to be the end of a piece of content, which is fine. What up, Aomer?
Exceptional tale. Men patrolling
travel.
Eleanor have spotted a group of
Okay, I've got to go all the way up there. Let's run as far as we can. Yes, we're not that far away from getting confidence up. Then we will try and get loyalty, wit, and, well, we've done valor as well already, so that's good. And yeah, once those are all to 45, or not 45, 52. I don't know why I said 45. I think I was reading this one and minusing. But anyway, yeah, once these are all to 52, I'm going to work on honesty, wisdom, and zeal. And honesty, I guess. Yeah, so honesty, wisdom, zeal. I think there's 3. And then everything after that is just pure morale. So we don't really have to worry. I've got to go... Okay, maybe I can go through. Where's my Lindral gone? They've disappeared. They can't follow. So we are just after the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Well, okay. Where we are physically right now is just after the Battle of Pelennor Fields. However, this character is just at the destruction of the ring. So the ring has just been destroyed. We're just going back and completing some of the side quests, basically. And then once we move on to the next level cap to 115, that's going to be our Mordor quest line and everything. Many Haradrim, okay. I thought this was just a pure instance, not a, hey, kill some enemies first. Oh, it's a Palpadol. I'm just curious to see how the jump in gear is going to affect us. Because I don't think it's going to be that far in pure like base stats and stuff.
Some of the Haradrim have fled north on horse.
Oh no. Don't be mounted combat.
Learning of a group of...
Okay, I'm gonna go assailment because I don't know. Actually, no, I think we should be fine. Let's just grab everybody for the minute. Do that. That actually might have not been the greatest idea I've ever had, considering, but okay. Okay, they all should die soonish. Hopefully, after me. Guys, can you do me a favor? Can you send me a screenshot on Discord of your stats? Instead. I just can't screenshot my phone, it doesn't let me. Sad times. Assuming you're still here. Okay. If you do send the stats, could you send it on Discord just because I can't save on my phone? Oh yeah, that's the thing that happened. I'll help with that at some point. Unless you're going to play it now. At which point I can suggest. I wonder how long it's been since he played on that character then. F11. Oh yeah, we got essences for you. Oh, that's fun. Oh! I've just thought about something interesting. What was it that just had essences on it? And how many do you have? Basically, can I steal some essences is what I'm trying to think of. You've only got one. But I wonder if that's... Why don't you have a Catholic or a reclaimed city? That's an odd thing for you to still have, considering you have the tower stuff. Unless the tower stuff didn't have a helmet, but I think it does. Oh, I should heal. Damn it. I was gonna heal, but I was too distracted by a Palpadol. Bloody Rain, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Have I been discorded? No, not yet. Sometimes. Oh, I've got to go all the way back there. Such a trek. I mean, they'll probably take out most enemies in the meantime anyway, so that's fine, but yikes. Let's have a look. So we're actually really close in morale. That's not bad, too bad. Idea. I'll see you later. I'm not sure. I don't know why that's the case. For that character, at least. Maybe you went there for a festival thing and I don't know. That's the only thing I can think that would take you to the Shire on him. You have so much more power than I do, though. You got 7,279. I have 2,674. Because especially if you're like... No, I don't... Ghost is... maybe you went back to do deeds, like explorer stuff. That could have been a thing. You're like here-ish, though. Or like... No, you're like here. Or something. I need to not be hitting stuff. I just need to get to Elfhelm and get into my quest. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Ghost has done any deeds except the ones that have magically happened while he's been playing. Just saying. I mean, I'm not wrong, am I? That has nothing to do with deeds, though, is it? Okay, Elfhelm is back. Pursue the Harrow Dream. Is it pursue or kill? So there's two different... I mean, it's not... Lindrell's not, like, terrible. That's also because I've kind of been helping Lindrell. Well, yeah, with the next expansion, 150 is on the horizon. Probably around November-ish is the prediction, because that's generally where it normally is. Then you have to do a whole 10 levels. Shortcut to the people thing? I don't know what you mean. I don't know. Trying to work out what you're chatting about. Like the house? Like O for seeing friends and stuff? Not sure how I describe that as the people thing, but okay. But yeah, let's have a brief look at some... Like, obviously, you're a runekeeper, so morale is going to be a little bit different. In fact, you're going to have... Having the same morale is actually more impressive because you get less morale per vitality. But our might is about the same. Comparing my agility to your fate, or your will, I'm about half your agility. Vitality... I've got 4k less, so that's kind of hopefully nice. Fate is 3 times less. Crit is 4 times less. My physical mastery to your tactical mastery is 30k less. Dol Amroth is nice. Tarlang's Crown might be an interesting one, just because it is a fellowship area. And then you've got the dailies for each of the zones. But as I said, I can trade over some of the rep items for those. You don't really get anything out of it. You would have, like, at the time, obviously, but it's going to be one of those things where, like, while quest packs were being brought out, that was the best in slot. But then immediately, for us, we're going to Minas Tirith, best in slot stuff, so it's not that big a deal for you. Oh yeah, I'm still on assailant. Okay, so at least we completed this. We also get a vial of silver extract, or sapphire extract for that, which is something. Head to the north section of the outer wall of Minas Tirith. That's also a thing. Patrolling city walls, and then march to Osgiliath. So these are our final 2 quests. Okay. I probably wouldn't otherwise worry about this too much, but it is also nice to be getting some Host of the West rep as often as we can. Because this stuff is going to be a slow build up anyway, but getting this up gets us more travel skills and stuff. In fact, us being an acquaintance already is quite good, and means we should get to ally pretty soon. And then, I mean, if I go down to here, we just have to be... If we get to friend, we can get both Henethinen and After Battle Osgiliath, which we probably will get in After Battle Osgiliath. Yeah, I'd say we've got about 3/4 of our muster skills now, because otherwise, like, once we got Camp the Host and Herondir eventually, we only got Undun, Foothold, Dale, Yarnvar, Scarhold, Holtvis, Bjorninghus, Estelad Lan, Limlock, Anak Kurfu, Akraz Zahar, which is old-timey, I think, Azanul Bizarre, Noblegate, and Leithstaff, and then whatever. Pronunciation on that was probably terrible, but yeah, we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 left, which isn't that bad. Yeah, travel on a non-hunter is an interesting one. Are you trying to get to after battle Minas Tirith? Is that your plan, Ghost? Just to be around me? I mean, if you want, I can muster horn you here. It'll be a little quicker. You'll just have to accept my invite. And then I have to make my way back. Wow, that was a very, very delayed sound. That was a good, like, 10 seconds. Okay, let's head back. Nice frame. I know, it's got potatoes. You don't have it, so ha ha ha. At least on Palpatine. It's gonna take a while for him to get here, but it's fine. I'm aware you had the Mogul one, but you're not using it right now. Now he is. Hey, we should fight. I'm joking. You'll win way too easily. You shouldn't even have anybody attack you, so you get the fun time of just standing around and not having anybody fight you. but it's fine. I see how it is. Yeah, that's kind of my assumption. It's like, if we do defeat them and kill them, surely they want that. Surely that's more beneficial for them. Because they want to get out of it. Well, I'll have you know, guys, it isn't a lame horse, but think of it this way, right? If I'm on the Mordor steed, then enemies might not attack me because they think I'm from Mordor. It's tactics. Okay, so we have 3 more enemies to find, and then we can go. Oh. We've got a few more over here. Unfortunately, we have a not very useful or helpful Runekeeper to help us. Because he has no skills. Because he has no trait points. Okay, do you just count? He had to prove him. He had to prove himself. At least he's on a war steed, though. Right, though. So once we've done this, that leaves us to be going over to Osgiliath. We've got our 11 quests there. So that shouldn't take that long. And then I'd like to get up to Hayrondir. Not Hayrondir, that's quite far. To Henith and Nun. Because I don't think we did the Aelin Varen stuff. No, we did. Didn't we do that? Didn't we, like, weirdly skip? Ah, okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, I've done 16 quests. Okay.
Thank you.
That's not that bad, actually. It's fine, because you won't know where I'm going, because I think I can go this way.
Gondor needs your aid.
Bye. See, we actually need to get yeah. We actually need Palpadol to level up soon, because ideally if Palpadol or Lindrel could help us through a raid, that would be nice. Joseph Ray, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
Let us hope you bring glad tidings, friend.
Yeah, we can get a Lindrel to just spam arrows.
Will you hear my plight? Be wary, my friends.
What am I waiting for? I mean, I'm waiting for you. What was what thing?
The earth has reclaimed the deeds of men and orc, fair or foul.
So there's 11 quests here. We're just going to follow across all these. Never mind. So confusing, Ghost. Yeah, 3 weeks. I'm thankfully at 100. And we got 35 of our repeatables. Oh, we can get a look into Osgiliath while we're here, I think. As long as we go to the culverts. Which I think we have to for a quest anyway. Well, yeah. I'm not going to claim on like last day. It'll be probably a day or two before. I like to claim everything at the same time, ideally. So that's what I was saying, at least for me. I'm going to probably end up using a load of ancient script that I already had on my like vault characters. So that saves me a lot of space there, which I can then fill up. So, but it probably won't be this character. It'll probably be like Afka, because Afka's got a lot of spare space. Okay, Dome of Stars, my least favorite area of the 3. Oh god, it's so bad here. I'm gonna have to relog though. I'll show you how inconsistent it is. Suddenly it's this bad. Alright, I think everything else is going to be top floor? Nope. It's a Lindrel again. And then hopefully... There's not going to be 4 more in here because we've still got to go to the palace, but... If we can get up, like, all but 1, ideally. I kind of don't want to be able to get 4 of them in here because if I do, then it's like I have to go to the last place for nothing. But I also technically need to anyway for the quest. Or the deed, sorry, so... We gotta find the culverts as well. Okay, I think there is enough. They probably do it where it actually like just equals 9. Okay, so that's not too bad to get to. Just gotta hope that the lag subsides a little bit now that we're outside. I think just being inside is kind of one of the bigger issues, which kind of is opposite of what I think would be, but yeah. Your inventory gave you anxiety. I think your entire inventory gives me anxiety. More due to the fact that you don't have your inventory like mine. And yeah, my inventory's bad. Like, please don't die. Oh, I just T-posed to death. Nice. My inventory's bad. Don't get me wrong. But your inventory is in 5 different bags, but like one is super thin but long, and then you've got 3 separate ones on the side, and I just can't deal with it. Gonna outrun you. There's one guy, I can't remember what it was, that just kept summoning enemies. I'm like, you're not really helping yourself here. He was like far enough away that I wasn't actually hitting him though. It was a bit of a pain. It wasn't actually on this area. It was a later bit of content. But I'm like, you know, I'm gonna focus on you now. So this is in the palace, which, yeah, okay. So this is the part of the other instance, which is fine. The one I always break. Okay, and then final thing is the culverts, which we'll have to run into. Where's the ghost disappeared to? He's disappeared back to Minas Tirith? What's happened? The ghost ran away from me. Oh, I don't want to go in there. Nah, I had to loop back around into Osgiliath. And now I'm going the same way you're about to go to. Back on my bridge. Part of me wants to have picked up the herbalism quest for this zone, but no, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just because I'm going to have to go through Osgiliath for that. 99. Nice. Just 1 more level to go. And then 5 more to go. Okay, this should be 2,000 virtual experience. Hopefully, come on. I think it's 2,000. Yeah. So that means our confidence is maxed, and then wit has been leveled after that, and then after that we have loyalty. Yeah. And then you add on top of that the fact that there's so much content at level 100, you'll easily be 105 before, like even getting to Minas Tirith probably. Please load in before I hit the fire. I believe in you. Or at least, as long as he spawns in, it's not too bad.
Let us hope you bring glad tidings,
okay.
Friend.
So now you've just run around Osgiliath for a bit. Now I want you to run around Osgiliath for a bit and kill some enemies. Cool. Oh, also, didn't I just get a... Did I get a reputation increase?
The Morgul host must be defeated.
So sad. But yeah. I can buy Far and Orient essences, so that is something I could also do if I want to temporarily just buff myself with a bunch of those, but... Lame Madon. Alright, gotta hope I actually get enough enemies now. There was an area I just went to that had a load, but... That was like over here. Hey, at least I got my attack off. Oh, more Haradrim supplies. That's part of my quest or my deed. Or whatever. I was really hoping I could keep Bull Rush. You never know, I might actually be able to get like all but one of those Haradrim supplies done then. I guess it'll depend. Okay, that's 7. There's 2 more up here. So then there's literally just 1 enemy left. Oh, and a Ruin Crawler probably is good enough. You count as an enemy. And I can't one-shot you. Yeah, it does kind of sneak up on you a little bit. Okay, let me find Osgiliath after battle quests. So, enemies within the ruins, holdouts amongst the rubble, friend or foe, reasonable trade. Yeah, okay, so that's the is that leading on to... There's a quest line where basically you can end it with either you get no reward or you get 50 gold, and depending on the title you want. I don't know which one I want to go for. Like, the 50 gold isn't a big deal for me. Like, I don't really care that much about 50 gold. It's more about which title do I want. Oh, I'm so close to increasing that. I also don't know if that's the next one. Yeah, just reward. That's later on, though. But honor alone or spoils of war. So basically, we can get the tireless benefactor as a title and nothing. Or we can get the opportunist and 5 bags of gold coins. I don't think one's bad. Like, literally, you do the 5 gold bags, and he's like, oh, well, maybe we're, you know, closer than I thought, or like more similar than I thought. So, yeah, it's not like it actually matters. Oh, why are you two always here? At least I can tell when Ghost is behind me. I can hear those jingles. Right. Where does the blood go to? I don't see any more. Oh, okay. I mean, I could kind of have assumed that, but it's a bit of a jump. I don't think it's down there, though. Yeah, blood up here. It's kind of where I was going for, but I think I got a little bit lost. Blood. I assume he's in here then. Hi. Oh god. Come on. That was so bad. It's definitely something about being internal. It's causing it. I can't really see it being anything else. Then I gotta return all the way back. If only Ghost had returned to after battle Osgiliath. But it's fine. We'll get back there soon enough, and we'll hopefully be soon enough close to getting... Yeah, Host of the West. 700 rep. 700 rep. So this quest here is literally our gateway to getting the return skill. Oh no! The Witch King is here. Right, where are these guys? Where are they hanging out? I did forget, this was, I think, one of the other areas I was talking about. So it was like Angmar here.
The earth has reclaimed the deeds of men and orc.
That zone, and whatever the other one I said was. But the Witch King of Angmar. Is it not? He's over here somewhere. There he is. Right, before I forget, let's go to the quartermaster.
The Rangers
grab muster in Henneth Anun, muster in after battle Osgiliath. Morderith, Gothmog. I think it is just that one though, right? Yeah, Guys of the Witch King. Yeah. It was actually specifically stated to be that. I think Ghost has the Morderith one as well. Potentially. You have to get a certain amount of rep for it, Ghost. So, assuming you haven't done any quests around here, I don't know if you'll be able to get it. But it will be the Quartermaster. That means you have Sarah Oakart as well, right? The best character. But yeah, if you want to have a look at what your rep is, it's over here. But I don't think you'll have any, potentially. I don't know, it depends on what quest you've done for this.
Let us hope you bring glad tidings, friend.
Okay. So we gotta go find all the treasure. All the supplies. And then we're good. Yeah, so you haven't done any quests and got any rep and stuff. It would be relatively quick for you to do it, but you'll still have all the travel stuff. Like, the killing the enemy is obviously will be incredibly quick. Yeah, but you'd also need the reputation. If you've got 0, then you haven't done any other quests, which means you haven't got any other reputation. Because I only just got it, and I'm on 139 minus like the 40 that I just spent, so I would have been on like near enough 200 as well. So like getting the tokens isn't the problem, it's just it's the reputation. I, as the Witch King, will go through and grab all the quests. I thought that was the whole goal of Lindral, though, was getting all the travel skills. I should write you a list of, like, what you have or what you need, and then what you need to do to actually get them. So that way you can just teleport anywhere and anywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, most of it would just be go to this area, do all these quests, done. But, won't be too bad. What you need to do is get a Palpadol back on track. But I will admit, you're going to be... He's levitating, because why not? You are going to have to respec, obviously, so that's going to hold you back a little bit, I think. In time, before you work everything out. But I think if Palpadol got to 140, you could probably get him to be stronger than Palpatine. I feel like that would possibly happen. It's fine. I'll send you over my spec thing and we'll sort it out. If you're happy playing Lindral for the minute. More like 150? Yeah. I mean, it depends on how long it takes them. I feel like a lot of it is going to be waiting for me to get to 150 and then helping him through it. Or just missions. You just do missions, you probably don't even have to do the new content. Though to be fair, from what I've done so far of the new content, I'm actually quite good with it, so... I actually wonder, with Lindral's gear, it's just shoulders, it's all the things you've got delving things of. If it's like a helmet that you got, I'd maybe be more willing, not necessarily willing, but like, I think it would be better for you to do the new content. But... Oh, I meant the new renewed Gondor stuff. Like the start of the next epic. Yeah, I did King's Gondor.
Let us help you bring glad
I did a video on
friends.
King's Gondor, in fact. I played it day of release. I gave it a little bit of time because obviously day of release, like hour of release, like on the dot, is not a great time to do brand new content because literally everybody's doing it. And then there's a quest where you have to like kill some rats, and that took absolutely forever just because there were no rats because everybody was killing them straight away. So that's why I try and it's a difficult, like, I want to do the content as soon as it's available, but also there's a lot of people that do that as well, and it's kind of better to wait a bit. It's kind of weird though, having this be the, like, this is the culverts, this is where the Osgiliath guys were at, and then suddenly it's not that and it's enemies. So I have to defeat 12 foes and a boss. So what I'm hearing is if you've forgotten everything, it means you have to do what I do and completely restart from scratch. Wow, it is terrible in here. I might relog. If it's going to be that bad, that's pretty dire. Okay, let's go back into this bit of the culvert and just... do that. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to the content. I'm just kind of glad I've got that bit done and over with. But normally I work Wednesdays anyway, so I probably won't be... Yeah, I had to restart the client. It should say link dead, and it will probably just re-put us in a fellowship when we get back, when I log back in. But yeah, because I normally work Wednesdays. Hopefully on the Wednesday release, because I probably won't be able to get it off. Pretty much guaranteed won't be able to get it off. Assuming it releases on a Wednesday. Hopefully people have kind of got through it by the time we come to stream it, so then we're not like bottlenecked essentially. I don't know why, but my headphones recently, these are the same headphones I've worn for years, and like nothing's changed, but suddenly they've become really uncomfortable on my left ear. It's really getting on my nerves. Hey, look at that, we're back in a fellowship. And hopefully, lag has somewhat subsided. I guess this is a decent area just to have enemies as well. There'll be a little bit of a lag to start with. That's because we're loading in still. Come on though. Just, you wanna... up them FPSs, please. Yeah, I'm hoping the fact that we don't have to go back to Minas Tirith, as far as I'm aware, means our lag is not that bad. I don't know how far, it wasn't even 3 days, was it? It was less than that. Either way, it's a lot better than it used to be. Yeah, I don't know how far I have to go in to get this guy. I mean, on one part, I think it should just be kind of like permanent. If you're VIP, it's just like applied to you by default. But at the same time, there have been situations where I've actually not wanted it. But I think for the most part, I don't think people would be that upset if it was just like, oh, this is a permanent thing. Oh yeah, isn't this a thing where we got like defeat? No, that was a different quest. We did a quest where we had to fight the the troll thing that we had to otherwise fight against normally. I don't know where he is. I don't know how far in he is. I mean, one advantage I have now is I have the travel skill, so as soon as I'm done here I can get out, but... Oh, really? I want to have a look at this quest now. So, the Morgul Holdout. Way back in the culverts, the most southwestern end. This way. Maybe. Or not, that's a dead end. Oh no, it's not. And it's literally the guy I have to defeat, right? I think so. Yeah. Look at that. Oh. Oh, I can't see anything that I'm doing. Okay, so that's fine. Why are these guys evading me so much? It's such a pain. Okay, so luckily, I'm going to have to drag this down, which is going to cause so much lag. Come on. I don't know why this is such a laggy plugin. At least when you're moving it. But now we can go to After Battle Osgiliath. Or not, this guy is attacking me again. It makes sense he has a fast cooldown or whatever. Okay, now let's do that. So we want to go here. It's weird that it's not necessarily in order. I mean, I did find out that you can at least organize them now, so even though they are in the wrong order, in my opinion, that's quite nice. I feel like with the search thing, I don't know at what point it's better just to come in here and search. Like, but I kind of get it as well. I do like to being able to filter out them, because beforehand I would never go for, like, I don't really care about this one, for example. I don't care about the, you know, racial Karis Galadon one, and there's a couple others where it's like, okay, I'm not sure if I particularly care because I've got a different one. However, I do like that I can filter those out. So actually, I can just go and get all the reputation ones and just have them if they're in different locations. So if I had like the Bree one and it was different to a different Bree one, I could have both. But if they're the same, I just filter them out, which is kind of nice to have that. Okay, so now we go to the crossroads. We're done in Osgiliath as a whole. And, oh yeah, more enhancement runes, tracery, don't really care about it. I think the crossroads stuff is pretty simple. Just double checking the herbalist stuff I don't need anything from. So I've already got the armor, already got the rings, and I can't do the upgrades. Cool, that's fine. Look at the statue. Talk to Angbor. Wait. Buy the things in at that place, and there was nothing there. What place? I don't know where you are. Are you in like pre-battle Minas Tirith? No? I don't know what the travel thing You can't buy the coins, they're from the quests. That's not how that works. It's a barter token. It's not how that works. I'm gonna cheese this one a little bit. Thankfully, there's no check, so you can just spam the 8 times that you proclaim that the King of Gondor is back, and you just have to do it once, and it saves a lot of hassle, because I feel like this quest could be otherwise quite a long one. Anytime there's an emote quest where it's like, hey, use this emote multiple times, I'm like, nope, I'm gonna try spamming it, and hopefully that works. There's one similar quest not that long ago that was pretty much the same, where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna spam it. Yeah, that's where I learnt it, to be fair. And ever since then, like, knowing that, I just spammed it. Yeah, it just looks bad, like a lot worse than it needs to when it's just like the textures themselves when they're like here aren't that bad. I think these textures are fine. They're just a bit flat, but I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, when it goes to like this, it's just a little bit ugly. Yeah, is that by the little campsite where you've got to like the west of the little village? I think that it is. Linjar is going to retire forever. It might be that they were just called like Bandit Tough, maybe, and then for some reason Bandit was cut off. All right, one more enemy to find. Nice. So, yeah, news of the host. Fallen, King in Ruin, Renewed, Fire in the Shadow. So Fire in the Shadow is the weird thing where you go to Minas Morgul and you blow up the bridge. So that's a nice one. And then March to North Ithilien takes us to North Ithilien. And then we go to Henneth and Nun, which I think is where we... I think where we were before. I mean, it makes sense to blow it up, to be honest. You know, stops them bringing any extra forces towards Osgiliath and such.
The earth has reclaimed the deeds of men
and then they're pushing through from... is it just because it inconveniences you? It has a tactical advantage. See, now the real issue I have with this is this quest here. I have no idea how we are able to... Like, fine, we can... I don't know. First off, how I break this. I break off this massive thing. And then... How am I getting the head back up there? How am I achieving that? I picked it up, and then I'm picking it up and I'm going here. And I'm going here. Like, what? Superhuman strength. Well, yeah, that's the idea, is like, we're going up here. So we don't want this to be, well, this is going to be undefended, less defended. So you don't really want this to be a point where you can get attacked from when a majority of your forces are distracting up there. And you want it to look like you're doing a full-on assault with everybody. You hear my plight? Oh, we do have to go back to Osgiliath. Damn it. well... Oh, well, the head's just missing now. Okay, all my work has gone for naught. Like, there's kind of the thought of... At least with them, with the enemy forces, they have, like, mummoks, right? So... They could, like, rip off the head and, like, replace the head a little bit easier, I guess. But I guess they were the ones who put that up there so they can spray paint or whatever. Depends how well trained the mummoks are, really, I guess. Okay, let's see. If I jump off, I think I die. I think it depends. I think, like, time limited is different than, like... Time limited I don't like. But I understand the idea of, like, you can play up to this point in the story. I mean, there's some quite fun, there's like an Ocarina of Time demo for like 30 minutes, right? And it's quite fun because people have speedrun or tried to speedrun it. I think it actually includes the whole game, so you can just get as far as possible. Like, yeah, you can play the entire game, it's just you only have 30 minutes. So people have just, you know, warped around. I feel like a lot of the time demos have fallen out of fashion. I remember when I was younger, I would go to like car boot sales and pick up just PS2 demo discs because they'd be like super cheap. And then it was like, oh, I can just play all these games and then work out which ones I want. Yeah, I guess. I think a lot of the time, I do decent amount of checking of like specs and stuff beforehand. But the problem nowadays is even if your specs are good, sometimes the game just runs like garbage. Like the reason I haven't finished was it Jedi Survivor? Is that the second one? I haven't finished it because it just kept like breaking on me. So I still haven't finished that game. As much as I enjoyed it. If it was just crashing every time it went into a cutscene, I'm like, I can't play this. It's physically impossible. Even though it runs fine. Alright, so one more bit of stone, 4 bits of water, and then we can be a janitor for the day. Pretty much.
Megovanen.
More video, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Okay, now let's jump off the left side, not die, and then pick up everything else we need. Like this bit of pure stone. So pure and wholesome. Look at it. Okay, and then as I expected, the water is all the way up to the top. I think we can out-heal the damage from the water. I think naturally we can. Potentially not now because of our less morale total, but I think we should be fine. We have morale pots. Something Ghost would know little about. Okay. Let's just chuck on sacrifice, go around. No, I'm just saying you don't use morale pots. And that's not something you can argue against, so. It's not cheating. It's a drop from the game. In fact, a lot of the beginning of Before the Shadow is kind of pushes you to use not necessarily morale pots, but wound and poison pots and stuff. I've actually used a lot more than I thought I would have at this level, but we've kind of been hit with a lot more. Well, I say this is that's not just at this level. That's 100 and 105. It's not like it particularly matters. I mean, it's if you don't need it, then it's not a big deal. You're not really doing like massively intricate content, so. A lot of the time you're just running around after me, which I think is fine. You don't need more bots for that. For context, killing ghost children in Minas Morgul. Yeah, Ghost doesn't do content. He just follows me doing content. And then he's going to be upset when I beat Palpadult. Not for a while, though. I still kind of want to, I never did, but part of me still wants to make a brand new character and just see how quickly I can get to the same level. Not in like a completionist way, just like, oh, I wonder how quick I can get there. I think we've already proven I can get to like cap pretty quickly, so. Oh, what am I doing? I need to go down here.
The earth has reclaimed the deeds of men.
Okay, that was easy. I thought we had to like actually go up there, but am I a joke to you? That's what Faerend is. Ghost. That's what I am. That's why I'm doing all these quests I don't need to do. See, I do, when we played through Shadowfax and Anor, there was kind of that speedrunning thing. I have thought about it because there is I thought about doing another stream at some point of the speedrun, like actual Lotro speedrun, because there is a, you know. Wait, has Lothering online? Okay,
to protect the host of the West.
Daxgar, thank you for the follow.
I have taken it upon myself to lead Aragorn and his trusted friend into the Morgul Vale.
I mean, I will say there are a couple of quests that we haven't done super early level, but that's when, like in the Shire, which I have said, I did say last night that we are going to go back and do. I just need to find them because they're super underleveled. But that's because we didn't really have Faerend down to like what he was doing at the time, so it's a little bit different. But I think there's a couple quests I found in the Shire that have either been added or like because there's new content been added in the Shire kind of, or that I also just haven't done. But yeah, there is a... On speedrun.com, there is a Lotro category, and there is one for 1 to 10. And I think we were decently high when we went through it that one time. We were like testing out ideas. The last run was 3 months ago. And it's half an hour. Free to play with prologue. But like I said, it does depend because on what intro. I think it has to be like one of the original intros. It can't be thingy intro.
Well, that indeed takes care of.
That's why I need to, like, deeds aren't necessarily, like, deeds are a good way of going, oh, I've done, you know, the content of, obviously we can't do Swan Fleet, you know, delvings, etc. But, like, we can say we've done all this. But it doesn't necessarily mean I've done every quest. I think, what was it? Compendium? Lotro Compendium or something? Not the plugin Compendium, but I haven't got it installed. I think shows quests. At some point, I just need to go through a big tick list of everything and just be like, okay, I've done this, done this, done this. I haven't done this quest. Okay. However that takes form of me just searching through completed quests or not. Yeah. I don't know if it has like a checklist or if it will like... Problem is being able to like... I'd have to go through every quest. And considering we've done like a good 5,000 or so quests at this point. I actually looked at this today. Tarbellad has done 3,300-ish quests. And we've done 5,648 right now. And as far as I'm aware, like if I go into missions... It'll only show like one of each mission. So because we've done like area of interest multiple times, it only shows it once though, which is good because otherwise it would be like super over the top. But damn, look at the amount of missions. Yeah, but we'd have to go through it, which is gonna just be like
it is strange,
a couple hours,
is it not,
kind of thing.
To think that dark citadel was built by the hands
because another
of
thing
men.
as well, there was a couple of quests, especially in the Bree era, where it's like Bree was like level 20 max for most things, and then there was a couple of quests at like 46 where you come back, or like 50-ish where you come back and do stuff, which we might have missed as well, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I wonder what it will look like if, in theory, we get to like the 10,000 mark, basically doubled up what we have now. Like, how is this character's loading going to end up being? Yeah, that one, yeah. I think there's a few similar kind of quests, but that's the one I was talking about, yeah. All right, that's our quest done for this zone. And then we got to go back down to Osgiliath. So another North Ithilien Essence, a Tracery, and Enhancement Runes. I will go through all these Traceries at some point. Let's get rid of these items. I could have sold them, but I have gone through the motions now. I am on Evernight. So how many of these do we have now? 3? Or I have 2 on me. That's fine.
Will you help bear my burden, friend?
Hey, talk to that guy and then go back. Why not? Okay. Right. So, Angbord. And then we have to go talk to Thorindol. But we've already talked to Thorindol. We've done all his quests. So, he... I did not press enter, but apparently I did. He shouldn't really have anything for us, I don't think.
Will you help bear my burden, friend?
And then all we've got to do is head straight to Henneth Anun. And then when we get there, I'm actually going to look on the auction hall real quick. I just want to double check. Noise. Bob. Auction hall. So we want to look up reputation, Gondor, search. I don't need any of those. That's fine. And then we're going to go look up Dagorlad. Don't need those. That's fine. And then we need Ithilien. And none of those are relevant to us. Okay, so now we have the start of one of my not exactly preferred quest lines. There's just a lot of instancy, listen, dialogue kind of thing back to back to back, which on its own isn't too bad, but when it's back to back, it's a bit meh. But once we get through this will actually slowly will help us build up some dailies, which will be good. There's 7 dailies that we can get from here. But we also have to, I think, do idle hands. I could be wrong about that. First instance, I think it's 3, if I remember correctly.
Of an unquenched
don't have to do anything. We just literally have to be here and exist.
Unborn in the Rangers to a campsite where they
Oh, I forgot it does that.
Discovered only a smouldering fire and none nearby to tend it.
I might try and load up Compendium just while we're in the middle of doing pretty much nothing. There we are. I wonder just how up to date this is, though. When was it last updated? 20? No, that's the wrong one. It doesn't actually say. January 2023. Okay. 29th for the 1st. I'm more just worried about crafting stuff, if that's going to even be relevant soon. Or as like correct. Oh, that's kind of nice that it shows the thingy. Adios. See you later, Ghost. Like the actual introduction, like video, or the quest line? I mean, both are pretty nice. I think overall I prefer the Standing Stone one to the Turbine one. So yeah, I can. Oh, can I filter it by zone? I guess by level range as well. But quest type, rewarded zone, A to E. So I could go Breeland and just say all the Bree quests. And then I can say, oh, what's this? The moon falls. What? The moon? How is that a Bree quest, though? What? Because it says I can go to Bree? Is that why? It's kind of odd. Same V here. Something else about Bree? 3 unexplored territories for install. I don't quite know. I'm guessing not. There's not a lot, like, really, that are specifically for, like, classes. So it's probably not actually that big a deal to add them. It's like later on in the like you just get your class quests, and other than that, there's only probably like 3 or 4 or 5 on like each character. So it's probably not enough to worry about. Wow, it says Lotro points. I don't know why that was weird to me. For some reason, I read Lotro points as turbine points, and I don't know why it messed with my head. I think I was also looking at Glory and was confused. Back when it was turbine points. Anyway, at some point we'll have to go through that and just go there and go through all my quests, and it's going to be an interesting time. You can't even filter these by it, so I'm just going to have to go Breeland and just hope that every Breeland quest has been done. If not, I'll just run through. Yeah, for some reason I was just like in my head looking at it as if it was wrong, but it was right. Hey, level 100, he's catching up. See, again, I've said this before, I wouldn't mind this instance if there was a bit of dialogue. And obviously there's dialogue, but there's not like spoken word. There isn't something keeping my ears paying attention. Like when I was doing this on Reneborn, I lose the characters sometimes because they run off there later on, or even potentially in this, I think it's the next one, and I'm just like, tab off to my other screen, go do this over here, and then go, oh yeah, this quest is finally done. But if it had something being said, like audibly something being said, it'd at least keep my attention. Also, the fact I've done this multiple times makes me like,
not soon forget those halflings.
You know, a little bit different. Okay, a ring that we don't care about. Though, to be fair, the ring... Oh yeah, no, the ring is especially something we don't care about, right? Because we've already got our rings. And let's do that again. This one's not so bad, because I think we have to follow.
Prepared a trap for the men of Harrod at Kirith Negin.
Just gonna do a slash follow.
Discussion with the halflings,
and then we're just gonna tab off to the other screen, not pay attention to anything.
For a time.
Ow.
And they asked much about me and my brethren.
Yeah, I mean, having the interludes, like the epic quest interludes, be now skippable is really nice. I hope that they eventually push that onto the non-epic quest interludes. This isn't an interlude, so that wouldn't actually fix this. But, I don't know, I do feel like sometimes it would be nice to have a skip option if you've already done it. Like, if I've done this on one character, like, have some sort of flag to say, right, this account has done this quest before, we know it's a bit of a longer one, and there's not like, I'm not fighting anything, so it's not like it's going to affect if I'm low level or high level, I'm going to approach this any differently. Just make some way of being able to skip it. But only if I've already done it once. So I can't skip it the first time, I've got to pay attention the first time or whatever. But make it better for second or third time, but keep the option to play through it normally.
Our trap had failed. the Southrons broke through his
At least that has dialogue. Or audio, I should say. And then we wait for a big old mummock. Like, I get that we can't necessarily attack anything because it's just an account, you know. It's just a story. But, yeah. I don't know. Now we just gotta wait for this mummock to come towards us. I think he speaks up.
A great trumpet sounded as the mummock rushed forth, and in madness it slew all caught in its path.
Yeah, no matter who it was. Oh, and then he teleports. I didn't know they had the ability to do that. That's actually kind of impressive. An elephant. So they do exist, and I've gotten to see one. Come on, Sam, just take a screenshot. Then they'll have to believe you. I think the third one's not so bad, because it's just the capturing of Gollum. So not the worst.
I remained with the halflings.
Right. Yeah, I think this is the worst bit of this quest line. As soon as we get these done, it's done, right? I want to just go through, though. So, Haneth and Nun, halflings and elephants. No, we should just have the Forbidden Pool. Oh, and Troubling Path. But Troubling Path, I think, is... No, this one is just up at the lookout.
Down beneath Henneth Anun,
yeah,
in the Forbidden Pool.
And then Troubling Path, I think, is just
and called upon his captain
capturing
to
Gollum. After that,
to the Forbidden Pool,
we're done. There's not actually that many more quests after that, technically. So after we do this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Which sounds like a lot, but actually isn't. Herbalism, rappers, stuff, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. We'll unlock that, obviously. And then there is also the west of Hennethanen, so about here-ish there's some quests, which we will try and do. I don't know if we'll get to the Caer Andros stuff today. I don't think we technically need to do it in order to complete the deed. But obviously we will try and do it as soon as we can. So we've already done a look into Osgiliath. Ruins of North Ithilien probably isn't going to be that bad. Harrowed Remnants we can probably get done like relatively soon, which leaves us with Treasures of North Ithilien, which is only 12 of them, which shouldn't be that bad. So Explorer isn't that far off, and that's 4 extra Sapphire, which is actually quite good for us, because we do actually still need Sapphire. And then Quest isn't too bad. There's only 3 warbands. So I think overall this zone isn't that bad. Like I think it's just context from the previous zones. So the Treasures of Far and Orient is only 12. However, the previous ones were there were 3 zones with 20. So it was a lot more. So it's not actually that bad. Oh, that's Far and Orient though. I should be looking into this. So Harrowed Remnants, we'll work through that. In fact, it actually shows where they are anyway, so we can actually look for those if we want to. Treasures, yeah, Ruins, we'll find that in a minute. If we only need to kill 3 of those, that's not bad. And just Slayers. We also have the Wastes. I think the Wastes is a 105 still. It's just Renewal of Gondor, not Renewal of Gondor, Mordor that's higher, I'm pretty sure. but I could be wrong about that. But we have been to the Slag Hills and gone through that in the Epic, so it's just a separate quest pack before Mordor. So it's not actually part of the expansion. Because it was March 2017, and then that was the Epic, yeah, and everything like that, and then the Black Book was Mordor, which was like also 2017, but later. What was it, November? August. So actually not that much longer, but still. It's separate. So we will do the wastes, which means doing the wastes will probably end up with us being overcapped on virtue experience, I feel like. Because there's like a good decent chunk of virtue experience still. That's what, 40k, 66,000, and we're not that far under. So we're probably gonna overcap. Well, I mean, I've got a couple low ones still, so it'll be fine, but yeah. So it's not part of the expansion, but it's like pre-expansion, so because technically 2016 was level cap increase. April 2016 was cap increase to 105, and then in August 2017 was the cap. So anything before Mordor is fair game. So in this case, literally right before Mordor. That's why we've got to work out similarly what we'll do for the like 120 stuff. Because Mordor's 115, and then they go from 115 to 120 in Where Dragons Dwell, which isn't an expansion. So I don't know if... I think Mordor on its own is 10 levels, and then there's a lot of content for those 5 levels, similar to kind of what we've got going on with the level 100, where there's a ton of content but only 5 levels for us to go from 115 to 120. There's like 3 zones. And then we've got the Minas Morgul stuff, but we just got to work out where Dragons Dwell. No, that's the expansion or quest pack. We've got to work out where Minas Morgul starts and level 120 ends, basically. But I'm assuming that with Minas Morgul, we're just going to go straight to War of Three Peaks as well, because that's all under the same cap. So I know it's a mini expansion, but it was just a mini expansion. I don't know. We'll work that out closer when we get to the time. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's like best in slot stuff, really, between caps that we're worried about. So if I do War of Three Peaks, that's going to be our best in slot stuff anyway. I don't even know what the Minas Morgul best in slot stuff was. I guess Remichan. But I just don't know if the War of Three Peaks... I don't know if, like, yeah, the War of Three Peaks stuff is better than, like, the tier 1 things or whatever. From a chant. Might have a look. Estelard Lan. Quartermaster March on Thingy, Armor, Kindred. Let's bring up Item Treasury and compare. I mean, the gold piece is not going to be fair to compare, but we can have a look at something. Also, I don't think you get the full set. Yeah, that'll be full of Khazar Doom and stuff. Well, actually, kind of yes and kind of no. That's... I think it was not part of the expansion, but it's under that region. Like, it was released after as like a quest pack, I think. I'm more thinking of the Gabilica stuff. But also this is generic compared to set bonus, and that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. I think it's under that expansion, but released later, I think. What am I looking at? Boots. Yeah, so I think this stuff is... You can just buy this. 430, 440. It's these ones, right? Yeah, so... 2 essence slots, more, less vitality. And then you've got a choice between crit and finesse. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter right now. Like, this is something we can obviously just wait forever for. But...
At my lord's request,
it's going to be easier for us to just go like Khazad-dûm stuff anyway, because like I think it's more commonly run, but also probably a little bit easier to get than having to do like high level or high tier Remachant stuff. Because I mean, getting tier 3 isn't too difficult, but most people aren't running tier 3; they're running tier 1, so. Getting people together is the main thing. But if we're 150 by that point, depends how it goes. Because at least for me on Tarvelard, I've got the other barters already kind of set up in War Through Peaks. But if we do it tier 1, which I don't think is that difficulty. Yeah, it's just boots and helmet, isn't it? You can only buy the boots. Yeah, but it's also like, I just don't know if it's going to be viable to... Because not only do you have to get the items... Like, the embers, which are now moats anyway, it's not difficult. You have to get the items, plus you have to get the actual, like, drop. And again, I think it's one of those things of, at the time... For the upgrade, sorry. You have to get the tokens of resolution. It's like, at the time when it was cap, I think it makes sense. But... I just don't know if it's really doable now that it's not current content. And it's also another thing where... I think it's very easy to overcap now. At some point, it just becomes morale, so I don't think it's going to be like that bad. With older content, it wasn't that bad, but... I don't know if you just can't buy them. Yeah, you can only get the boots. It's really weird for boots to be a gold item. You think you detect faint traces of... I mean, okay, maybe it makes sense because boots and like gold and stuff. Maybe, but like you're walking through the gold, you get gold melted onto the boots. That's kind of what they're going for. But yeah, I've got the tier 2 Amdam Dummel threshold stuff done. So at least I've got... You know, cloak, chest plate, gauntlets, legs, and shoulders. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you do tier 5s of all of them, like any of them, they give legendary traceries. Like, I think that's for all raids. Again, I don't know if that's... It's just not viable, I don't think. It's probably easier to get them from doing... I mean, you guaranteed it on a tier 5, which is fair enough. But still. Yeah, tier 3. I would like to get the Durin's frame, Bane's frame. That would be nice. I don't think that's... Is that on the page for... I feel like it's not on the character portrait frame thing. That is not on the page for it. That is so odd that the Shelob one is, but it is... Oh no, I see it now. I'm just blind. Right, that's done. Another North Ithilien essence. Let's get rid of these. We don't care about them. Oh, we only got it from the 12-man. If I remember correctly. 12-man tier 3. But we did it at a lower level. We didn't do it at our current level. I don't think we did. We did like level 50 just as a test. If I remember correctly, it says that tier like 6-man should get you a gold trade 3, but it only gave us teal, which was a bit annoying because otherwise we could have done 6 sets, right? Was the idea. So weird to think I literally did these quests like yesterday, or I think it was today actually. On Tarvelod. It was yesterday or today. I do wonder... I guess not. I was going to say, I don't think Throne has... Because Throne's the raid we have to do, but it's only got a tier 2. I don't know if it would drop a tracery from it, though. I don't know if it's in its drop list. Yeah, it was 3 for a week. That's why I was like, if I could ideally get another Warden and we could get another champion, we could at least trade over the others. So I think there should be some sort of barter for tracery tokens. Be nice. But I don't have another Warden, so that has before the shadow. Come on, stop evading. Gotta remember that I've got to pick up the items. It's a real hassle. Yeah, it's alright. As I said, it's not like the be-all, end-all, what I'd suggest, etc. But it's just kind of where I'm at the minute. Kind of just dumped points at the end of it. Shimmering Toad. If it was long enough. Oh, I didn't pick up the last 2. No. I gotta go find that toad again. Also, because I've gone through this so much with over-leveled characters, I've not been hit by these guys. I totally forgot they did this to you. Three more to go. This is probably one of the more tedious quests for this zone. Only because you have to pick up items. I always hate when you have to physically loot the enemies. So for the most part, we just go off of deed tracker, so that just goes through all the deeds. And for the most part, when you've done all the deeds, you've done all the content bar like a couple quests maybe. And then I tend to look at the wiki for the quests anyway when I go through Zone, or at least while I'm going through Zone, I'll have the page up and then just do everything. I'm also going to try and go through Compendium, which will have, well, in theory, all the 1,000 or 12,247 quests. And I'm going to go through and tick off everything that I've done. Obviously, some of them we can't do because we're not max level yet, so we'll do what we can. Right, fingers crossed, 2 more toads have spawned. Or I guess 1 more. I've already killed 1. That was backwards. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, so generally what I'm going to do is I'll fill it out with what I have. Everything I don't have, or yeah, I'll fill out what I have, make note obviously of what I haven't completed, and then I'm probably going to put that on the wiki anyway, like check the wiki for it. And that way I can see if it's a quest that's available or not, or as well, like where I can get it from. Even though Compendium should seemingly show like where you get it, this is a bit weird. Prerequisites: Warband Foulwing. Next quests: Warband Glendower. How is that relevant to the further adventures? I have no idea. Seems a little bit confusing, but it's whatever. At least this is like quest chain, prerequisites, unbridled wrath. So unbridled wrath. That's a better way of wording that. All right, then back down. At least we have Henethanen, so what we'll do is I'm going to go there. We'll go back with the teleport. We'll jump off, which will send us here. We go down there, grab some quests, do those, come over here, blah, 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 blah. I think this area is relatively easy. I actually quite enjoy North Ithilien, I think. I've warmed up to it recently. And, you know, it's just a lot of traveling there. If you're Warden, blue line is more a tanky sort of thing. So red line is what you want to be doing for your damage. So unless you're like, you know, in instances of tanking, I don't really think you need to worry about blue line too much. If you want to, you can get like Warden Divine Challenge, which is, you know, a force attack and stuff, which is nice. I think that was a way of getting morale, but I don't think it's too big a problem. I was also supposed to teleport back, but I guess not a big deal. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have all my completed quests. This is going to take a while. This will take a while. Oh, Apparently I picked up a warband as well. One thing I will say about the loading screen, there should be a little ring at the bottom in the middle. Just check that that's like pulsing. If it's not, it might be best to restart the game because sometimes it gets stuck there. Somewhat infrequently, but if that little ring isn't pulsing, then yeah, just try restarting. Ooh. Especially if you haven't like made a character yet.
My plight.
It's like this character has loading issues, but that's just because it's a very bloated character. So it's like I'm a bit more used to it, I guess. It's annoying when it makes you do it like 8 times. It's like I could just do it once and the point would come across. Just make it 1 time but 8 times as long. Or even 4 times as long. Like
the earth has reclaimed the deeds of men and orc. Fair.
Okay, we're doing this on purpose. I have to say it beforehand because I have a track record. Yeah, I should definitely get my forester sorted out at some point though. Just thinking that about these branches all being around. Doesn't really matter at the minute because we aren't going to get a new one of these like crafted until 115. But it's whatever. Okay, let's pick up what we can. The reason I didn't want to attack anything is I've already got to do the ravenous battle pets or cats or whatever. Oh, 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 oh. See, unfortunately, these battle cats don't count, which is really annoying. I think there's also just going to be the fact that it's going to be something about plugins, and also it doesn't really happen when I'm not streaming, so I think streaming adding on like an extra thing to it is a bit problematic. Because like I can prove for a fact that most of, well, not most of, like a pretty decent chunk of my frame rate comes back if I turn off the webcam. Because what we're on, if I click here, if I zoom in, whatever, we're on like 70. If I turn off the webcam and everything, okay, maybe it's not actually gone up, but we do go up like 10 FPS, or like normally it was 20 FPS. So I think adding in the extra stuff on top can certainly affect it. It is weird though, because I don't have, so I have Lottra on a different drive to like what I record to and stream to and stuff, so I don't think it should be that bad. I also don't want to, I don't know how much of it's having it on the same drive as Windows, but that shouldn't really matter. I do also cap my FPS, so that's another thing. Yeah, the thing is for me as well, it's not necessarily the frame rate that is the issue. It is the stability, or like the inconsistency of having an average. Because it fluctuates so far. It's like, I don't know. There's also weird things like, there's got to be something with my inventory, I swear, where it like loads into inventory, but I also feel like that's probably this plugin trying to update my inventory every time. Because when I kill like a bunch of enemies, so a champion can be a bit of a pain to me sometimes. I kill a bunch of enemies and then it just freezes. And I feel like it's got to be something to do with like my inventory. Because only when I kill, like when I've had a full inventory or I've not got drops from enemies, it's actually never happened. atmosphere. It's one of those things, though. It's just an old game. It's all over the place, isn't it? I wish I was over leveled. Yeah, it's like whenever I click certain buttons as well, like it's that first off. When I do like this, for example, it sometimes has issues. Just yeah, it's all over the place. So weird. Come on, try and pick up.
Impossible!
Impossible!
A weakling like you defeated the Wolf Master?
I have and will forever be better than the Wolf Master. I was going to say, though, got totally thrown off by the Wolf Master. I don't think we have the quest. I assume it's only repeatable, maybe, that's got the whole tree tapper thing, so see where that goes to. It's kind of fine, though, because I don't really want to be running around after these tree tappers. When I first did it, like, the very first time I did that quest, I got them, like, super quickly. Every other time, it's been super slow getting them. It's kind of crazy. Yes. At some point. Because we're, like, moved on. I'm kind of, like, to this level. I'm kind of wanting to focus on getting the big amount of stuff done. So we can... If I get all the quests done and all the repeatables unlocked, that means I can work on, like, the herbalism stuff every day. Rather than, like, waiting ages to unlock it, and then I kind of lose a lot of time there. So now that we're doing this, I'm kind of focusing on that for the first bit. But I do want to eventually get back to that. I don't think we died on Iron Man. It's just the permadeath that we died on. Because they are separate, technically. So Feet Man is without difficulty, but less gear. And then we have the with difficulty, but any gear. I don't have, like, a name for that. Except just, like, fearless permadeath, I guess. I want to try and get back into a bit more of, like, a schedule in regards to those. But sometimes it's like, I don't know, you don't want to play that character that day, and I don't want to necessarily force myself to. But I do want to try and get a bit more of a schedule going. I feel like it's gotten worse in the last, like, 5-10 minutes. Gonna do that. I feel like I always do these things, though, on the fly, where I'm trying to work out what is affecting frame rates and stuff. It's weird. Could just be it that my PC is having a fit. That could also just be it. Could literally just be no logic behind it whatsoever. Okay, I need to kill more battle cats. I think if we go further north, there are a few more. I will give in these quests, though. This one's quite nice because we actually get some of the other extracts. which is quite nice. We get 6 Crimson Umbar and Verdant. Not that we actually need any of those anymore, and they are all going to be immediately spent on the baskets. Because if I can get Athelian items, that's ideal for legendary essences. Right, how many more do I need? 3 more. Oh, and then I have to search the troll up here, don't I? Oh, I probably shouldn't actually mount my horse as well. Okie dokes, 1 more to go. There we are. Come on. So where else do we particularly have to go? So, up here, search for trolls. Oh yeah, so there's 3 more things. That's fine. And there's a quest in one of these areas. I can't remember which one exactly, but that's fine. And then I guess we loop back. Well, to be fair, actually, going Henathanon is probably quicker from here. Like, swift travel. But also probably not for the sake of loading. Maybe. Crate of long spoiled meat. Wow, that was fun. Okay, so I've got my task manager up. It looks like during that time my GPU is being like fully hit. But I'm going to have to look into that more. I mean, at some point, there's not much I can do. Except lower settings, maybe. Because, again, it doesn't happen when I'm not streaming. That's the thing. I don't think it even happens if I just purely record or just stream. So I just have to look into a better way of doing it. But also, recording shouldn't matter because it should be using a different part of the GPU, which is the encoding bit, which is fine, coasting where it needs to be. Said I was going to switch travel back, didn't I? Didn't do that. Whatever. It's fine. I'll survive. Find ourselves a troll right in front of us. Perfect. And then I think once again, head back to Henethanen, jump off, give in that quest, go here-ish for these. Well, if I go there, I can go there, pick up the King's Foil as well. Dead. So what's this other one? New life. So that's there. There's a troll down there that we need to go deal with. And then this guy should go back, which I don't know if I have to complete Idle Hands, but it will unlock me a daily at some point.
The earth has reclaimed the deeds of men and
I think I've got to do New Life and Trolls in the Garden first. So, yeah, so we'll do the Troll, New Life, up here, King's Foil, get that last little spot done, and then back to Henethanen, jump back down, get killed, teleport to that guy, and then see where we land with that, because I actually don't know how many more quests, specifically for Henethanen, I'll need to do. Wow, that's what happens when I open up Chrome. Nice. Right, so where were we looking? North Ithilien quests. Right. Okay, that's fine. That's that one done, and then yeah, we get New Life done. That's those that guy sorted. We can actually probably loop round and then down as well, which will probably help quite a bit for our questing. Now we just got to keep an eye out for fertile soil right there. Got to do 6 of these if we can. Hopefully the map actually lines up. I've had issues where it hasn't in some of these quests. Nope. There it is. Oh, and apparently there's another one down here. So having 4 is actually quite good, because if it's like 1 and 2 there, and it means we might get it done before we have to deal with these guys, so that'll be fun. Because this one is just a orc corpse that we have to like look at. I don't know if an enemy actually comes out and fights you, because obviously being over leveled means that if that does happen, they generally just don't pay attention to you. So I actually don't know. I guess we'll find out when we get there. But we need to look out for fertile soil, Couldn't find any a second ago, but let's hope there's some up here. Might be 2 by the fact there's no quest ring. It's like a kind of wider thing. There's 1. Let's see how it affects the map. That means there's another one, presumably somewhere here. Right in front of us, perfect. I kind of want to find the corpse first and then go back up. Feels like that might be easier. Oh, and we'll get some King's Foil as well. I don't normally go this way. I normally do it backwards from how I'm doing it. So down here and then over. So actually seeing how much there was here is pretty nice. There it is. Maybe I assume because it's kind of close to the Forbidden Pool that it was just shot and then there isn't actually more. Yeah, I knew there was arrows, but I didn't know if there would be any more that try and attack. Another one. Probably the better side to do it on, really. I feel like I'm normally not this lucky. So please don't attack me. Ideally. Dear elven friends. Not even elves. Ranger friends. That's what I meant to say. Don't judge me. I kind of just assume if I'm being shot, it's by elves. I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but... When I think archer in this world, elf is more what I think of. Alright, let's run back down. Let's go get these into Ereblin, and then we can come back, do the wounds, and then complete the last refuge. Alright. Directly ahead. I feel like this is so much more of a trek, but I think it's because I'm not using my war steed, so it feels a lot longer. Right.
Let us hope you bring glad tidings.
That one, that one. I don't think he has another quest. Nope. So then we go straight back to Henethanun. And before I forget, we've got to go heal some ranger friends. Oh, I totally skipped one of them. I got halfway through healing him and was like, no, I don't think you need healing. Okay. Then that one there, and then I think I have a lot of quests now, so we're gonna go pick them up, but I think we are gonna hold off. These are now the repeatable, so that's fun. I'm gonna hold off for tonight, I think. We got quite a lot done still. We got 2 whole regions done and like 2.5 regions now basically done. We're like really close to being done with the quest of North Athelion as well. 18 quests away, which doesn't seem like a lot, or does seem like a lot, but it's not actually that big a deal. And then we just had the warbands, but we'll work on those as we go. But I think I'm gonna leave it there for tonight. Hopefully, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow necessarily, but we can hopefully finish off the ruins, maybe do the Haradrim remnants as well. Treasures probably not, but then we'll also get the quest done and maybe try and get these guys done as well. Just, I think it'll be a nice virtue boosting little time. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Maybe look at why I'm getting these weird stutters. But I think it is just a strictly only on stream thing. But yeah, we're nearly done with like the second zone, and then we just got to do the wastes, which might take a little while, but it's a thing that we can do. I've got to get Zia doing it as well, because Zia is probably going to help me through the fellowship stuff just to get the Zia can probably get me more items first off, but also can get me help me for the Slayers, which is going to be a big thing. Slayers actually shouldn't take us that long. It should only take like 6 days, I think, of the instances to do those, and then that's 3 days if we put Slayer accelerators on. If we only do those during the Slayer accelerator time, it's not that big a deal. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Thank you all for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.